Hello, viewers. I welcome to another section of learning. Today, we are going to consider an important aspect of reading comprehension. I'm going to ask you to read this paragraph and then you answer the following questions within a space of 10 seconds. Yes, you can do that. Okay, indeed, before the second term holidays, we had a classroom where students will come in and go on recess as they finish their class assignments, and also where small group discussions on project work took place. Now, the utilized expression there is before the second term holidays. Now, the question we have here is what grammatical name is given in the expression as it is used in the passage? Another question there is, what is its function? Your time starts now. 10 seconds. Now, what's your answer? Let me know at the comment section. Now, to answer this question, you need to look at the expression that is utilized, which is before the second term holidays. And now look at the expression that follows it. We are the classroom. We are the classroom where students will come in and go on recess. Let's stop there. Now, this, as far as students are concerned, you will be tested on three grammatical word classes: the noun phrases or clauses, the adjectival phrases or clauses, and the adverbial phrases or clauses. This expression before the second term holidays is not a noun phrase and it's not a noun clause. It does not perform any function of a noun. It does not answer the question what or who. And it is not an adjectival phrase or adjectival clause because it does not qualify any noun. It does not modify any noun. So it is an adverbial. Why? Because for you to recognize the adverbials in a given expression, you need to know the various types of adverbials. There are several types of adverbials. The adverbials of time, of purpose, of reason, of concession, of comparison, of degree, of frequency, of results, and of place. So these are the various types of adverbials. And now for adverbial of time, it answers the question when. When did the incidents happen before the second term holidays? When did we have, a classroom? We had a classroom before the second term holidays. Now that we know that it's an adverbial, the next question is what type of adverbial? Is it of place or of reason or of concession? Of course, we know that it is of what? Of time. Now, is it a phrase or a clause? A phrase does not have an element of verb. A clause projects or portrays an element of verbs. So before the second term holidays, can we recognize any verb within the underlying expression before the second term holidays? No. Before is not a verb, that is not a verb, second is not a verb, term is not a verb, holidays is not a verb. So we call this adverbial phrase. But if it portrays an element of verb, it is no longer adverbial phrase, it is adverbial clause. But this is an adverbial phrase. So the grammatical name given in the expression is adverbial phrase of time. It answers the question when. So what is its function? Its function is simple. It's simple and clear. Now, for you to answer the function, you need to readjust. You need to reposition, reorder the position of that particular phrase. Why? Because whenever you see an adverbial phrase or adverbial clause beginning a paragraph in a passage, then you need to restructure it. You need to reposition it in such a way that it will be at the middle or at the end. For instance, before the second term holiday here, it's going to be, we had our classroom before the second term holidays. You need to look at the nearest independent clause to it, which is we had the classroom. Remember that adverbials can function in any position, either at the initial, at the center, or at the end. For instance, happily we attended the occasion. Happily is an adverb, so it begins the sentence. We can also say we happily attended the occasion. It is in the center here. And we can also say we attended the occasion happily. It is at the end. He happily is at the end here. So that's the same thing that happens here. So you see, before the second term holiday beginning in the paragraph. So we can now say we had a classroom. That is the nearest independent clause. We had a classroom before the second term holidays. So now by the time we readjust and reposition it that way, it will be easier for us to know the verb it modifies. And the verb it modifies must be the verb before it. So we had a classroom before the second term holiday. So what is the verb before it? And that is had. So to answer the question, we say the grammatical name is adverbial phrase of time. What is the function? It modifies the verb had. It modifies the verb had. I believe this class is helpful. Join me in my next episode as we delve into more of these beautiful lessons. Till then, I remain your one and only, the amazing instructor. Bye.